Hello everybody and welcome back to the game that never ends, the mission that never ends, with me, Get Daved. We didn't really get a single shot off there that I was hoping for. Alright, how much inspiration do we have left? None, I used both, that's fine. Okay, if we move the commander, we might be able to get an even more damaging shot off with this. So we're gonna plunk him right there. That's fine. Now my response. Perfect. Come, chameleon, hamaha. Yeah, you run away, you coward. You run away and you die. Don't really get why. Oh, the frame rate of this game. So that's really high cover from that sniper. Whatever, game. Okay, that Andromedon is a pretty serious threat. Time to take care of it, I think. Actually, the Avatar's a pretty serious threat, too. Let's not kid ourselves. And one's an objective. That actually constitutes successful cover, although super vulnerable to flanking. Really? Can't see anybody? We'll save her, we might need the aid protocol.
Is it clear?
Can we hit anyone with anything?
Under my protection.
Alright, we'll deal with that problem another day. When you will have Null Lance ready to go. Oh, fine. Cross your fingers, everybody. Thank goodness. That could not have gone better. Thank you, blue screen bullets.
I'm ready. I'm going.
Okay, can we stasis anybody else? If we stasis that Avatar, I'm gonna see if we can do a bit better than that.
Le doigt sur la détente. J'y cours.
Maybe we get the flank bonus on damage, teleport him somewhere, and still stasis him. Come on, crit, 60%. He survives with like 1 hit point. Perfect. Oh, French cursing. Yeah, we can't reach that other Avatar. Well,
Protected.
we'll take away a turn. Well, the good news is we got that crit, everybody. The bad news is it didn't really matter. +5. Yeah, he wants revenge. That suits me just fine. Brawler can take him one-on-one. This I'm worried about.
I'm badly wounded here.
Yeah, you've been a real trooper today. Been shot and grabbed and... Don't panic.
Vous êtes qui, vous?
Oh, that's actually pretty annoying. Alright. Panic removed. Why, I know just what I'd like you to do.
Bon. Alors... Ouais. J'ai qu'à faire ça.
Come on, game. Chugging away. We gotta get that artifact off screen, that engine that shouldn't be thrusting. I know it's a really big
Not a
mission.
problem.
I'm honestly moving her just to avoid that stutter. Come on! W!
Ready to go.
I mean, we could do an awful lot of damage, but I don't think I should count on that one. Oh, and we don't have hail of bullets. Work. Okay, weapon range plus 1%. Alright, cross your fingers, everybody. There we go, we got really good luck. We only needed non-bad luck.
You can't handle me.
We do have the Andromedon to deal with.
Je suis prête à y aller.
Okay, 83%. Cross your fingers. Thank goodness.
Je vous impressionne?
Okay, now we gotta check out our other null lance. I mean, that's the guy I'd really like to hit with it, don't get me wrong, especially before he regenerates too many hit points.
I hope it's worth it.
We might get the angle. Yeah, not quite. Well,
I pierce all.
this can basically eliminate a threat. Even if he lives, we should be able to pistol him to death now that his armor is gone. Yep. Oh, really? She can't see any targets. That's most unfortunate. Okay, Voodoo, you gotta get to reach the other avatar. Soulfire is 6 to 8 damage. We only need 6 damage, and it's... I mean, I don't want to lose another soldier.
I hope it's worth
I'm
it.
not sure who she's flanked by in this position, but I think it's... Alright. I think it's the Andromedon, which is a serious problem, but maybe Pistol Overwatch can solve it. Hey, eat it.
Big deal.
Whatever. Yes, please. Might be able to do enough damage to even take out that sectopod. Or that sectoid, pardon me. Perfect. Got the exact roll we needed, and...
On my way.
Alright, what fresh horrors await us now?
Zippers out.
Oh, and we still got our medic. I think we'll go with an aid protocol here. Oh, or we could shoot the bad guy. That's not going to be making a huge difference. Plus 40 defense and half cover, she should be safe. Unless we get, like, rifted right in the middle of our units, which could absolutely happen.
The cavalry's here.
I don't know if you should say that when, oh, whatever. This looks like that's just an ability they have. Yeah, come nice and close.
My position's been compromised.
You can have her. Although if she used cereal, that could be bad. Okay, come on, let's do this.
Multiple hostiles advancing on our position.
Kill them all.
Oh! Chrysalids, everybody hates them. Alright, and remember when I was like, maybe they won't have unlimited reinforcements? Well, here they are. That's okay. We're gonna plunk nice and close,
Move already.
and we're gonna chain shot this avatar. There's a 4% chance both miss. You're in trouble, buddy.
How many is that now?
Pretty anticlimactic final animation. No deaths.
Without the Elder stabilizing the psionic network, everything's going haywire. That gate's not gonna hold much longer.
You heard her?
Yeah, run, everybody. It leads to space?
Shen, tell me you've got a plan B here. Nice work.
Wasn't anything on my end. This shouldn't even be possible. Unless...
The commander has ascended.
Commander, whatever it is you're doing, it's working. Just make sure you save enough juice for your own trip home. Commander, you okay? We just lost contact.
Turning into an elder. Oh man.
What the hell is happening here, Doctor? It's the Elders. They're overwhelming our link, enveloping the Commander's consciousness.
I feel fine.
Sever the connection.
we do that, we risk a complete overload.
What does that even mean?
We will be whole once more.
No, Firelord Ozai, you aren't wearing any pants. You're going all Harry Potter here. The power of humanity.
Vital stabilizing. Synaptic activity returning to acceptable levels.
And one transdimensional psionic network down for the count.
Mission accomplished, Commander.
Yay!
This is the Liberation Network broadcasting on all frequencies. Advent is in full retreat across all areas.
Heavy fighting continues in the city's centers as Advent forces attempt to regroup.
I don't think you want to be quite that close.
Refugees here, as people continue to desert the Advent-controlled city centers.
That's actually a huge disaster.
Remains in effect as the administration deals with the ongoing crisis.
To all
of you in the occupied zones, hold your ground. Continue the fight. We promise you, help is on the way.
$1.99 for a gallon of gas. Now that's just value. Not worth it. For the record, they never hesitated to shoot me in that situation. Hey, XCOM. Setting the stages for XCOM 3. Mopping up. Just don't do the thing. Those are the energies that are going to erase this victory from being canon. Missions 1. Okay, below average on flawless missions, that I believe. Did it in fewer missions. Ooh. Cut it closer. Soldiers lost 5. I lost 2. The others were tutorial casualties. Don't you give me crap for them. Days to first kernel, bit longer. No world stats on that. Yeah, we rolled a pretty diverse lineup because of that. Below average luck on hacking, that I believe. Really, I don't even know what you do with 10 engineers, although maybe the... Yep. Look at us rushing, and then ignoring powered armor at the end. Pretty comparable total on supply. Did it in less time though, no big deal. There we go. Well, unlike XCOM 1, had slightly more standard stats this time around. Well, it's finally over. I prepared something for all of you. Now, I can't do the voice, but shoutouts to all the fans of a certain movie. Give yourself 1,000 Get Dave points if you catch it. So, I'm going to do my best, okay? In 2016, Get Dave escaped from XCOM 2. All they found of him was a tear-soaked set of headphones, a microphone, and an old mouse damn near worn down to the clicker. I remember thinking it would take a man 600 episodes to wade through all the shouting from Bradford. Old Dave did it in 64. Old Dave loved XCOM once. I imagine it appealed to his risky nature. Bradford shouting here, millions of years of micromanagement there. XCOM 2 is the study of getting yelled at and micromanaging. That's all it takes, really. Getting yelled at and micro. That and a bad goddamn frame rate. Like I said, in XCOM 2, a man will do most anything to keep his mind occupied. Turns out Dave's favorite hobby was recording a little bit every night, one episode at a time. I guess after the Avenger was shot down, Dave decided he'd been here just about long enough. Dave did like he was told, took on the Avatar project, and built up those story missions on the map. The game simply didn't notice. Neither did I. I mean, seriously. How often do you really look at anything but the blue supply icons? Dave crawled to freedom through 63 episodes of shit-smelling foulness I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to. 64 episodes. That's the length of 25 football games. Almost 2 full seasons. So, I'll say this about XCOM 2, and I've said this part many times already. Strategic mode is a step back. It just isn't as good. The balance isn't as tight in terms of like pacing throughout. The pressure for the Avatar project was ratcheted up super high, super quickly, and then I obliterated it all at once. And like when it was ratcheted up high, there wasn't really a lot I could do. And then at the end, when they're like, holy crap, they're really ramping up the Avatar project, I was well past the point of not caring. Like, it didn't matter. The missions themselves, I think, are generally better. I think the tactical combat had a slight incremental improvement. The new classes were like a good twist on the old ones. I think they caught a slightly better balance, especially through all stages of the game. Rangers were definitely more powerful early on, but yeah, they managed it well. Some of the enemies aren't balanced super well, I think. Like, there was the annoying thing where your weapons go up by 4 points in damage at the same time enemies start getting 4 points of armor, and some of the enemies aren't armored and you can shred armor and that sort of thing. So in a way it adds more features, but it kind of, I don't know, that's a real problem that you can easily get into in games that have this sort of, I'll call it RPG style advancement, but what matters really is the number of hits it takes to kill an enemy. Their hit points, if you will. That's what it's supposed to represent. And when there's, you know, enemies that are getting twice as much HP at the same time you're doing twice as much damage, everything kind of keeps feeling the same. And the trick is, you don't want it to feel wildly different. You don't want to have it feel exactly the same. So it feels like they were trying to make it happen. And, you know, almost knocked it out of the park. I don't know. They definitely ramped up the scale of things too. I think it was a little bit for worse. Because the mission sort of got kind of predictable in that, you know, you'd find 3 enemies, you know, a support, a medium, and a really dangerous one like a sectopod or whatever. Or earlier on it would be, you know, an Archon. But, you know, that's kind of the formula. They had the sneaking mechanic put in, but you have to blow your cover and then everyone's cover is blown. So it's really just setting up one ambush early on. And so it didn't really have a huge impact on the flow. It'd be more interesting if only like the units that participated in the ambush were losing concealment or something. Or, you know, people who got overtly seen, that sort of thing. And if you killed someone quickly enough, you shouldn't lose your... At least that's what I think. I mean, they probably had these discussions and elected against it for gameplay reasons, but I mean, just from a logical point of view and from a making it mean something, because you would never want to preserve your concealment and put yourself in a situation where you're ambushing a group of 9 enemies with your 6 soldiers. That'd be suicide. So, I don't know. Because this is a game all about keeping the enemy count manageable. Anyway, upgrading the Avenger. I think I slightly preferred the static base. The mission where the Avenger got shot down, though, was fantastic, but they also kind of did that in XCOM 1 with Ashes and Temples, although I liked the shot down mission in this one better than I liked Ashes and Temples. It was also a bit more fair, and I just say that because when I did Ashes and Temples, no med kit, because I was trying to micromanage and wanted the med kit available for something else and just de-equipped everybody, and then that's when they attacked, so yeah. End verdict is wait for a sale. I'll also say this, actually. This is maybe the most condemning feature. It lost the levity. XCOM 1 was a game that took itself pretty seriously, but in the end, like, the floaters and the sectoids, you know, they're like kind of, I don't know, hokey almost. Like, there's just sort of cartoonishness to it. and that was good. And they basically, you know, took the sectoids, made them, quote, more humanoid or more like us, but they lost sort of that little bit of cuteness and everything. And this might seem like a really weird thing to say, but like, this game, I mean, aside from when they tried writing in a few jokes like, who's leaving all those Advent burgers around? It just never could lighten up. And some people are going to say, well, that would break the immersion or whatever, but I didn't hear many people complaining about that in XCOM 1, and in my opinion, they did it well. And I'm not saying you need to write a friggin' comedy either, but, you know, you gotta balance something, because if you always have serious the whole time, the audience gets numb to it. You gotta, if you want to make a situation really serious, then you have to have the contrast with a less serious one before that. If you want to make something really sad, then you have to have something like kind of lighthearted, you know, jokes or whatever before it, so you can, you know, blow the balloon up big before you pop it. You get a louder bang. Every human sense is a change detector at some level, and that includes emotions. So, you know, by just always hammering on like how serious this is and how bad things are, and oh man, Advent's really bad, and when you think they're kind of good, they're even worse. Like, it didn't have it didn't have the necessary diversity of tone, I think, to really keep it fun and also keep it impactful. So yeah, end verdict. Would I recommend it? If you're a fan of, well, I mean, everybody's already made up their mind or not. If you're in the weird situation where you haven't, I would say, if you're into this type of game, yes. I would say wait for a sale though. I paid $80 Canadian, which is like 60 American at the time that the purchase was made, exchange rates and all that. Canada's currency fluctuates a fair bit. So I wouldn't say it's given like me more pleasure than other things, and in some cases it was even frustrating. I really recommend the Quiet Bradford mod. The shouting dropped off a ton as soon as I activated it. There's another one called Stop Wasting My Time, which cuts out some of the animations that are really extraneous. I mean, the enemy pointing at the beginning and the end of every turn is kind of whatever. That's kind of wasting time too, and all these little setup moments for animations. You know, I think it'd be a bit better to cut out even more of it, but anyway, I recommend those sorts of things just to polish up the experience, because this also is a slightly less polished experience. I think the definitive XCOM game of all time, and XCOM traditionalists are going to hate this, but I think Enemy Within is the premium one. When I finished Enemy Within, I said, hey, I recommend a buy. It really brought new life to XCOM Enemy Unknown. It had the right balance of giving you another replay while adding some new content. This one, again, brings a little bit more to the table, but in the wrong way. Just a little bit more of an emphasis on quantity than quality. And just the degree of polish not quite as tight. Yeah. Really confusing game in a way. We had quite the emotional journey. But hey, I mean, some of those fun missions, tough to beat. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so far. I couldn't have made it without you, Red. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Or the next... No, there will be no more episodes in the next series. Thank you for watching this.